On mollitussin täältä. On mollitussin. Hey guys, you are listening to episode 3 of the Absorb Cast. And before I jump into this one, I want to point out that last episode, if you listened to that one, I thought it was kind of funny. I'm talking about the importance of audio quality, and my dog is just barking in the background. So sorry about that. But yeah, so another quick tip on audio. Make sure there's no dogs barking in your video before you record or during your recording. But so in this one, I want to talk about one of the easiest, quickest ways for a company to create content either on their own or more affordably by hiring out videographers, content creators. And my answer and my solution to all you companies and people out there, no matter what it is you're doing, is start a podcast, and better yet, a vodcast, as I've heard, a video podcast. Just throw a camera up like I'm doing here, do a podcast video. Why I think this is so important, and we started doing this for our clients, is starting a podcast will give you tons of content and a variety of content to create. And I'm not talking like just putting a podcast out there. I mean, you don't even have to post the podcast, but sitting down in front of a mic and just talking to the mic or camera gives you so much content, because now you're just you're recording content talking about what it is you're in. An example would be like, say you're a construction company, you own a construction company. I know nothing about construction here, so forgive me. Start a podcast on construction, and that podcast can be about your process, fun facts about construction, stories on construction sites. Get some customers on your podcast and talk to them about what your company has built for them. Talk about the step up that it's had for them to have a custom business a building for their business or something. And so sitting down, and they don't have to be an hour long, sit down, talk for 10 minutes or so. Now you can have, I mean, you can't put a number on it, tons of content to pull from that, depending on what you say. You could be an AC or, heating and cooling company and just talk about ACs and how the importance of that. Fun facts. You could literally read from a script. I got notes up here in front of me, but you could literally read word from word on a script. Just get something created. And if your audio is good, and if, like I mentioned in the last episode, you can use that content everywhere and you can repurpose that content. So what I recommend is whatever your business is, come up with, let's say 5 topics in your business. 5 like ideas for a video podcast. Let's say I'm going to use a construction company because I feel like that's probably the one you just wouldn't really think of right away. Or like a coffee shop, a laundromat. I mean, you could do this for any company with a social media account or an online presence. Let's say we want to talk about the origins of your business, why you got started in it. Maybe it's like a company passed down, family-owned business, and you want to talk about the importance of that. People value that. Customer testimonials, tools on the job site, things you've learned over your experience in construction. This is tough because I'm not in this field. If you're in this field, you probably rattle off so many. I don't know. Anyways, you get the idea. So you pick, about 5 topics, 4 or 5, then bullet point like 3 bullet points under that. And then just talk on each point on camera and on their podcast. And now you have a 5-10 minute piece of tons of content to pull from for Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. If you got a Facebook page, you can go straight to YouTube, but anything. I mean, there's so much you can do with that. And then you can also repurpose that content and make little animations, little audio sound bites. You can put them over photos. You can make stories out of it. You can make reels. You can make so many things from one type of content to sit down and shoot. And it makes it so easy. And say you don't, Austin, I don't know how to do any of this stuff. I don't know how to run a camera. I don't know how to hit record. I don't know I don't know the type of mics to get. I don't know how to set this all up. I don't have time to learn this. I'm running a construction business. I have no idea how to set all this stuff up, nor do I have time to learn and figure out how to do that. So this is where we started offering to our clients. And I think if you're reaching out to a videographer or a production company, ask if they could do this. You can hire them out for a 1-day shoot to shoot, depending on your time, 5 episodes in one shoot day, and have 5 episodes edited and sent to you in full podcast format. So now you have 5, let's say 5 10-minute episodes. Now you have an hour's worth of content to pull from to make. And either you can send that to your internal marketing team. If you have a social media manager, someone who can do some simple editing, just to cut and splice up that podcast, you can do some simple cuts of that, or have that content, keep it as a library, and maybe hire that same production company or somebody else to send that to, maybe someone cheaper, and chop it up and give you content, just repurposed content from those podcasts. That's what we started doing, and it's been working really well. We offer podcasts, and then we will shoot, let's say you have a bi-weekly podcast, which I recommend everybody start if you're going to do this bi-weekly. You shoot 5 episodes. Let's say 4 episodes for the sake of being even. 4 episodes. That's 2 months right there of a weekly or bi-weekly episode, on top of being able to pull content from that. And the great thing is, the more you do this, the easier it gets, because your library starts getting larger and larger and larger of content. So you pay a production team for a 1-day shoot and maybe a couple of days of editing just to get these episodes out. Now you have these episodes for ever. You own these, and you can repurpose them if you have internal people who can, you can hire someone. And this is what we offer too, because we have the experience of the production gear and the setup. We will come set up our gear, our beautiful looking setup, our nice sounding audio, record it for a company who probably just has, somebody who is just walking around the office with their phone or something, just a social media manager, who creates social media content. And nothing's wrong with that. That content has its place, but to mix it up a little bit with some quality, we could shoot all that, edit it all, and you can hand that off to your social media marketer and let them cut it up. And they have this, you can hire this team every couple months, or like we offer as well, a quarterly retainer, and we can come, every month, every other month, however you want to set this up. It's totally custom, and shoot your podcasts the way you want them. Or most of the time, people want us just to repurpose their content, because it's all easier just to have it all in one package. And that's always an option too. But I'm just saying, podcasts are a great place to start. Video podcasts. I don't even know if we should still be calling them podcasts. I mean, just because you don't have to sit here in front of a mic, you want good sound and audio. The mic doesn't have to be in the shot. It could be a lavalier. It could be anything. It could be your phone up close, because audio is important. Make sure your audio, the source of audio, is close to the source of recording. Just podcasts are just, they're unbeatable in convenience and the return you can get on them when it comes to content for your company. And I think any company starting a podcast can totally benefit from this. And even, like I said, even if you don't put the full episodes out, maybe it doesn't make sense for a heating and cooling company to put 30-minute podcast talking about the importance of heating and cooling. I think they should. You may as well. It doesn't hurt to have it out there. And it could be just like educational. And I think that would probably be more beneficial to people in heating and cooling. So now you're building a following. We can get into a whole nother thing. You're building a following of possible potential students, or new hires, people interested in your company. And then you almost have people who, if they followed you, would be halfway trained through orientation before starting. I'm not going to get into all that. Podcasts, important, easy, repurposeful content, easy. If you know a videographer or anybody, or even if you already have an internal marketing team, run this idea by them. Run this by your marketing team. See if you're not doing this, just start a podcast. Sit down, talk for 10 minutes, and then who knows, every 10 to 30 seconds of that could be a post on Instagram or TikTok or something. There's just is almost endless possibilities of how you can repurpose podcast content. Also gives you an excuse to sit down. You can sit down with your employees internally and talk to them about working inside your company, or if you are the CEO, sit down with some of your hires and talk to them about their clients they worked with that you weren't really hands-on with, and just talk about how that experience was and what they were able to do for your customer. And you can go on and on. I mean, you see how versatile this is and how much you can do with a podcast. And I do recommend you putting video on with it, because if you have video, it gives you more of a variety. Now you got video and audio, and you can also, after you've posted the same clip, you can repost content. People, I think, don't realize you can do that. You can repost, say it's been 6 months, a year, and you made another clip. You can repost that. Maybe instead of like just it be the video clip from your video podcast, throw a photo up, just a photo, maybe some text with that same audio. I mean, just it's okay to do that. Just you can kind of mix it up and see, now you're repurposing the same content, the same words, but give it a different look, or maybe give it a different look and go to certain platforms. There's just so much you can do. And I think it's just a great idea. And we started offering that to our clients. So that is something I think people should really start doing, especially because I think it's more affordable than sitting down and just coming up with a big production shoot commercial, or a large retainer of content creation, which we offer too, which is more tailored content for specific things per quarter or month. It can be on top of a podcast as well. But the podcast, I think, is the most affordable, simple, mainstream way to keep content flowing through your company or business or brand. All right. Well, I hope you guys learned something from that. And I really hope that you guys maybe start implementing a podcast into your business or brand. And if you do, please let me know, whether you're listening to this or watching on YouTube. Comment, send me a message. I want to know if you guys started doing this and if you're benefiting from it. And if you have any questions on how to start setting up a podcast, or some strategies on how to break that content up and put it out on social media, feel free to message us here at Absorb. We're here to help, and we love this stuff. I love this stuff. So, yep, that's all I got for this one. I will talk to you guys in the next one.